Alright guys, so you just got a quick overview. Some of you, it was your second time watching the overview on what standards-based grading is, or I should say standards-based learning. I'm going to go over a couple more things with you, kind of review them with you, review the sheet. If you could get the sheet out of your packet now, so we can kind of go through it together. Your parents received a very similar one. The only difference between the one your parents received was the fact that you have different descriptions, I think better descriptions for each level of learning in the scale at the bottom. Okay, but some things I want to point out about standards-based learning. Some of these I've kind of talked about when I went over the syllabus, right? Number one is this idea that I will correct your behavior rather than take points off, because the whole purpose of standards-based learning is this idea that no longer will we let behavior affect grades, okay, which should be good news for you. No more, getting points taken off for being late or not doing the warm-up or not coming prepared for class or turning something in late. Those are behaviors. Those are things that you chose to do. So I correct those during your lunch rather than taking points off. The goal is that your grade reflects what you know and what you're able to do in regards to a skill. Okay. The second part is the redo, the retake. Everything, if you look at the scale at the bottom, everything that you get graded and you don't get a 3 or a 4 on, you can redo. Anything you get a 3 on, you can redo and try and get a 4 if you would like. But the whole goal of this class is growth, meaning you are able to take something that was a 2 in the beginning and turn it into a 3 or a 4. Right? Because really, if you think about when you learn the most, usually you learn the most when you make a mistake and you learn from it, correct? So that's what we try to do in this class. You don't have to redo everything, but certainly if you are in a situation where you might fail, there's going to be times when I make you redo certain tasks and assignments. So keep that in mind. And then the last part is this 4-point grading scale. So how it's going to work is everything that you do will be graded on a 4-point scale. Okay, so let's say I'm having you do a project. Okay, that assignment is going to have different skills that I'm assessing. So for instance, maybe one is, as you can see here, an example would be I can communicate clearly and properly with solid convention and minimal errors. Okay, and I always give you what would make you proficient. Okay, so to be proficient in this target or standard, to get a 3 out of a 4, in the writing part of it, you are very clear, concise. It doesn't take me a long time to read it. It's got good flow to it, and most importantly, it has very minimal conventional errors. So actually, with this one, to be proficient, I give you a couple mistakes. If you forget a period or misspell a word, you still can get that 3 out of a 4. Okay, so that's really important for you to understand how to get that 4. I'm going to talk about in the next video. I'm going to break down this 4-point grading scale for you a little bit better. But to go through your grading scale, it's on 4 points. And again, most assignments will have multiple targets. So this would be 1 grade. Okay, this target right here is 1 grade in the grade book. Although it's an assignment that has multiple standards, that assignment might have 4 different grades in the grade book. Okay, so that's 1. If it's a project that you have to communicate, and then it's a project that requires research, that's a whole different grade. Same assignment, but a different grade. Now, the nice thing about this setup is that when you get your rubric back, rather than redoing the whole project because you failed it, you're only redoing the specific target or standard that you struggled with. So maybe you did well on the research part, you aced that, but it's pretty clear that the communication part you struggled with. So that's all you have to fix, just that 1 target or standard. Okay, this will become, if you're confused, this will become more clear as the year goes on. But to break it down for you, a 4 is the best that you can get. That's a 100%. Student has illustrated a deeper understanding and gone above and beyond what is required. That is for a 4 out of 4. Sometimes this will be obvious to you, like this one. This is obvious how to get a 4 out of 4, right? Don't have any errors. You can't have any errors at all. It's got to be very clear, concise, no grammatical errors, no conventional errors. Okay. Sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to figure out, and that's why I've made the next video for you to explain what the difference is between a 3 and a 4, what the difference is between all of these in easier terms. So student has illustrated a deeper understanding. A 3 is student has illustrated a strong understanding of the target. When we say target, we mean standard with minimal mistakes. A 2, you are developing towards the target. That means an attempt is made. It looks like you're starting to understand. You have a basic understanding of what I'm asking for, but still has some mistakes, and you still need some help. So maybe rather than minimal errors, maybe you have 7 grammatical errors, okay, in this target. That would be a 2 rather than a 3, because that's more than just minimal. And then a 1, you've attempted the target, but you need a lot of development, and you're making frequent mistakes. So that's like every paragraph that you write for a paper has 2, 3, 4, 5 mistakes. Tons of mistakes. I count 25 mistakes. Okay, that's a 1. You attempted it, but you're far from making minimal mistakes. That's the differences. Okay, so hopefully this clears up a little bit from the video you just watched. And watch the next video. I think it'll explain even more the differences between the 1, 2, 3, and 4.